Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. We have not sat and chatted in, I actually don't remember how long. I feel like a lot has gone on in my life since we last had a sit down and chat and just work together. So we're just gonna sit and yap. We're on a FaceTime call. I hope that is perfect for you because I think it's gonna be a lovely time. I'm very excited. Like I said, have so much to fill you in on. I also had you guys ask me stuff over on Instagram. So we're just gonna talk about a bunch of stuff today. We're literally just gonna work and yap. It's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be so fun. Where did I put my hook? What happened to it? I'm not kidding. Oh my god, I found it. Found it. Before we get started, we have to talk about what we're working on today, okay? This is a new project. I am very much trying. I'm on a journey, okay? We'll talk about all of it, but I'm very much trying to stop making things for other people or based off of trends that don't align with me and my style. So this is just gonna be a very basic summer tank top. It's gonna be loose and flowy and it's gonna be wonderful. It's not gonna be exciting. It's not gonna be revolutionary. It is just cotton yarn, double crochets, and a little bit of, I was gonna say a little bit of shaping, but it's probably not even gonna have shape. It's gonna be a very basic kind of tank top. You know what I mean? So that's what we're working on. I just have a bunch of cotton yarn laying around that needs to get used. I am, as I've mentioned a couple of times, on a mission to really use the yarn that I have instead of constantly purchasing more unless a specific design requires it. But for this, I'm I could use anything, and I will use the yarn that I have at home. So we're just working on this, just doing some double crochets as we sit here and hang out. Please let me know, of course, what you are working on. I want to hear. Are you knitting? Are you crocheting? Is there anything that is really tickling your fancy recently? Please let a girl know. Besides this, I do have a couple of other whips in progress. I have a dress that I need to frog. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I will need to frog what I have done. It doesn't look like a lot, but it's a lot. And I'm really upset about it. I actually genuinely almost started crying this morning about it. I probably will cry actually when I have to undo it. It's just not gonna work. The gauge swatch didn't come out correct and now it's not coming out how I want it to look, and it's just it's gonna be better if I just undo it and redo it and just actually get a product that I'm going to want to wear all the time. I'm just so frustrated and I'm really upset by it, but that's okay. It's fine. It'll be worth it. That's what I'm telling myself. So I have that, which will be undone and then redone. So I guess it's something that I'm working on. What else am I making? Oh, I started a raglan. It was gonna be a cute little crop top. I don't like the way that the neckline's coming out, so I'm probably just gonna undo it. Raglans, for me personally, are kind of a hit or miss. I obviously like the shaping of it. I like how inset the sleeves can be and stuff like that, but I don't love it all the time. And then on top of what I said about not loving how the neckline is looking, I'm just you know what, I'm gonna undo this and maybe I will redo it, maybe I won't. I don't know. It was kind of a spur of the moment project that I started. So if I don't end up following through finishing it, it's I don't think the end of the world for me. It was just gonna be fun if I actually was doing it correctly and in a way that I liked, but whatever. Those are the three main things I guess that I have going right now. I also would like to start designing some stuff, specifically accessories for summer, just because I would like to sell some physical stuff, whether that be at markets or online or whatever. And I would like to design stuff myself to sell instead of using someone else's pattern. Not that there's anything wrong with that. A lot of people I know do that. I just would prefer to make my own stuff because I really would like to develop a certain style. I would like to figure out what my look is. Maybe that's me trying to force myself to fit inside a box. Who knows? We will find out. But that is the goal. I would like to do some accessories soon. So I'll probably be working on some experimenting. I don't know. We'll see. So that is what I am currently working on, and then some of the other things that I have going on. I don't know. Been in a bit of a lull. Also, I was working a lot on the dress that I'm gonna have to end up frogging. So that would take up most of my time when I would be working, but I haven't had a lot of time recently. And this is the point of this video. Okay, this is why we're here. This is the update I have for you guys. So I haven't posted about it or talked about it on my own socials until I posted that I was going to be filming this video. But I did talk about it, I think, on the Crochet Authority, my podcast with my friends. I think I had mentioned a couple times, but I'm back in school. Exciting. If you didn't know, I graduated last May with my undergrad in communications, but I specifically studied advertising and public relations. And through most of college, I had like kind of thought that I was going to go into PR, public relations, until senior year when I had a teacher, one of my professors, who just like, she like completely changed the way that I viewed advertising. I really fell in love with it. Creative advertising specifically. I thought it was so fun being able to mix art with something so strategic and psychological, and I really ended up loving it. I did not think I was going to, but I spent basically all of my senior year building my portfolio, and it's honestly something that I'm very, very proud of. A lot of the work that I did, I think, was very strong. I feel very confident in my skills, but you know, when you only have like 8 months to build a portfolio, I don't have any internships to go along with, I'm lacking compared to other people, it's like, you know, hard to find a job. I'm not like offended by that, I'm not, you know, whatever, but at the end of the day, it was hard for me to find a job. I graduated, I came home, I ended up getting a part-time job, and I was looking for like a full-time career job, but I wasn't finding success. Even internships, like I would apply to internships in Connecticut, and that's not, I don't mean that to say in a negative light. Like I would have taken a job or an internship in my state, but it's not like we have the big agencies like Los Angeles or Chicago or New York does. So the fact that I was getting rejected or no responses from even internship level things in Connecticut, I was feeling very discouraged. It was very frustrating. Like I said, I'm confident in my skills, but I also do recognize that I'm competing, at least in the bigger places like New York, with people who have much more experience. Advertising, specifically creative advertising, from my understanding, is kind of, it's hard to find a job right now. And so when I'm competing with other people who, you know, are better skilled, I can understand why I'm not getting the jobs. I'm not delusional. I can be confident in myself, but also be realistic. So I started considering post-secondary education. I had first looked into grad school, but from what I read online from other people, they basically were like, it's not super worth it to go and get your master's degree. It's very expensive, and a lot of the time they aren't as updated as the industry wants you to be. Like, creative ad is ever changing, it's fast moving, as is kind of any sort of creative outlet, whether that be content creation, graphic design. Like, it's very on theme with trends, and that can change very quickly, and academia isn't as fast sometimes. At least that's what other people online were saying. So I was like, maybe that won't be the best fit for me. If it's not necessarily going to be a high reward, it's definitely a high cost, and you know, I'm obviously mindful of that. I have loans from undergrad. I'm trying to be responsible and realistic. So then I'm like, what other options do I have? And there are these schools called portfolio schools. So if you haven't heard of portfolio school, I don't blame you. I don't know why you would have, unless you're also in creative ad. But basically, they are schools that you could probably guess, take the time to strengthen your skills and strengthen your portfolio. So like I said, I had phenomenal professors in my undergrad. There were two specifically that really like whipped me into shape, and I do feel like I am a strong junior because of them. But I also recognize that my lack of experience and time doing it, even if my portfolio is pretty good, my skills aren't where other graduates, especially of portfolio schools, like my skills aren't up there, my portfolio isn't up there. But going to portfolio school would allow me to strengthen all of those things. So while I do feel like I have a really strong foundation to begin with, I can also recognize that I have a lot of room that I need to grow, which is why I decided to go to portfolio school, essentially, right? There are a couple different ones. I'm doing an online program through Denver Ad School. I don't mind saying it just because I'm not there and doxing myself or anything. There are a couple different ones, like I said. There's Miami Ad School. There used to be one called Creative Circus, I think, in Chicago that no longer exists. I think there's an online one called Book 180. So if you are a creative ad person who is interested, there are some options for you to look into. But I decided Denver was the best fit for me. I liked the curriculum that they had, I liked the class size, and I liked the fact that I could do it completely from home. I started about a month ago. We are on week 4 currently, which is crazy. Time really does fly. It's wild. I already feel like I'm learning so much so fast. We do it in quarters, so they're 10 weeks long. Each quarter you have some time off in between, varying time off depending on the time of the year. It's a total of 5 quarters, so 50 weeks total. So in about 15 months you complete the program, and then they basically help you, you know, set up your skills to find a career job where you want. I think honestly all of these things just like sounded wonderful, which is why I decided to go with it. It's the best way I could compare it is like going to occupational school. You are just really honing in on skills for one niche, one profession. So I am back in school. I'm doing school 3 days a week currently. My classes are only 3 days a week, and then the other time is spent either doing this, crocheting and knitting, which I do monetize off of, so I count it as like a part of a part-time job, I guess. And I also have a different part-time job. I'm a barista, which I really do genuinely love. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've always wanted to be a barista. I love making coffee. I like chatting with people. I think it is genuinely so enjoyable. So I feel grateful that I have a part-time job that I enjoy, and that's kind of like how I've been spending my days. I feel like, you know, this is where I'm supposed to be at this time in my life. As someone who like spent her undergraduate years and honestly high school years really pushing herself to be exceptional version of herself, it was kind of a blow to come out of school and not have a career job in the way that I wanted. But I also think that I do have a lot of room for growth, and if this is what I need to do to, you know, make sure that I am confident entering a full-time job, hey, that's what I need to do. So that is like my big life update. Sorry if that was boring. I can't honestly ever tell if any of this stuff is interesting to other people. If you like to just listen to someone yap, there's that for you. It is very fun. I like the other students who are in my cohort. Like I said, feel like I have already learned so much, and I'm really hoping that the stuff that I learn I can bring into Crochet by AK. I've felt very creatively stumped for a very long time. I've talked about this in a variety of capacities, so I'm not really going to stress on it, but I'm hoping that being able to learn more creative skills and strengthen those skills that aren't just for fiber arts will help me in fiber arts, if that makes sense. Overall, I just think it's going to help me kind of like break down the walls that I've put up for myself, because I'm a very structured, rigid person at times, and that doesn't really work when you're creative. So we will see. We will see how it goes. So far, so good. I'm learning a lot. I'm definitely quite busy, which is challenging because I haven't been in a school environment in almost a year. It's almost a year since I graduated undergrad, which was wild. But we are slowly but surely learning. It's hard to learn how to balance having like a social life and like taking care of yourself while also, you know, being in school and doing your work and going to my job so I can pay to go to school, sort of thing. All in all, I am trying to learn to be gentle on myself, which is something that I'm definitely learning. It's hard for me. I always want to push myself to like do more, but that's not sustainable. I always burn out when I do that. I feel really bad, and then I end up dropping something. Like, I drop the ball normally on fiber arts, which is at the end of the day my hobby, because I'm stressed out and something has to give. So I'm hoping that if I find better balance in my life between all of these things that I have going on, it'll set me up so in the future when I do have a career 9 to 5, I have some healthy habits set in place and I know how to balance my time to kind of touch on everything I want to touch on. Even if it's not to the extent that I want, we're learning. It's a whole, we're definitely on like a very self-care, self-love journey through this whole thing. So lots of changes happening at once, which is like kind of overwhelming, but it's okay. We're giving ourselves grace and it's gonna be good. And if you guys are interested in hearing updates about this stuff, I definitely can give it. Like I said, I have no clue what you guys find to be interesting about me or my life. To me, it all is just kind of boring. So if you want to know more of this stuff and get updates, I enjoy doing little semi-personal / fiber arts studio vlog kind of things. So you let me know. Otherwise I will keep myself yapping to a minimum, most likely. Other things going on in my life, not fiber arts related, I've been in a huge reading era. As I'm saying this though, I am like in like a little bit of a slump. The books I've been reading, while good, aren't like exciting me, so I'm like getting a little bored. However, there have been many a book that has been like fueling me. Okay, the new Abby Jimenez book, Just for the Summer, it came out maybe beginning of this month, beginning of April. Oh my god, so good. I personally just love the way Abby Jimenez writes. I like the characters that she creates, and I like, honestly, book series that are not super connected like a series, but they're in the same world, if that makes sense. So all of it is like stuff that she does that I really enjoy, and I thought this was a really good book. It was a good read. I had a good time with it, so that was really great. It was exciting that she put out a new book, because I didn't even know that she was until I saw that it was coming out, and I'm like, yes! I think Ellie Hazelwood is putting out a book this summer, maybe in June, which is exciting. We love Ellie Hazelwood. We love STEM romances. I could not be further from a STEM girl, but I love a science romance. Oh my god! So I think she's coming out with one, and as I'm saying all this, I'm remembering today is the 24th of April. Happy Place came out yesterday from Emily Henry. I don't know how it slipped my mind, and I hadn't bought it, so I'm dead ass going to, once this video is done, stop what I'm doing, go to Target to buy it, and that will get me out of my reading slump. That will fix me. That will cure me. That'll, oh my god, actually maybe I shouldn't buy it, because then I will neglect everything that I have to do until that book is finished. I'm gonna buy it. I don't care let me be so for real. I'm gonna go buy it. I'm not kidding, once I'm done filming here. So that's exciting. The girls are so back. my authors, they are so back right now. I've also read, what else? I just read, I think there are 4 books in the series, but I've read 3 of them in the Mile High series. Not Mile High? Windy City series. Mile High is the first book. I think they're pretty good. They're not like the best thing I've ever read, but they're just like silly and kind of fun and like cutesy at times. So I don't know. They were a fun kind of lightheart, easy kind of read. I don't know. It definitely was a redemption for a sports romance though. I read, oh, Icebreaker. Hated it so bad. Hated it so bad. Sorry if you're an Icebreaker fan. That was not for me. I read that a couple months ago, and I kind of like avoided sports or hockey romances since. So I'm excited that those were a good redemption. I will probably end up reading the 4th Windy City book at some point. It's just not currently included in Kindle Unlimited, and I will not be buying it. I have Kindle Unlimited for a reason. Also, if you have Kindle Unlimited or general book recommendations, let a girl know, because I have the subscription and I want to use it, okay? And also, I love reading. It's so much better than being on my phone. And of course, we also have to talk about Taylor Swift's new album. There's been actually like a lot happening, and like as I'm talking about it, as enjoyable as this FaceTime call is right now, babe, I'm a little bit overwhelmed with how much has been happening, including the Taylor album. And Taylor, I do love you, okay? But 31 songs is crazy, okay? I liked the album, first and foremost. Don't come for me. Do not come for me. I did like the album. With that being said, it is not my favorite, okay? It is just, it's clearly gonna be very poetic, duh. And I do like her poetic work. Folklore is my favorite album. Evermore is phenomenal. This one's just, I think the sheer number of songs, it's just overwhelming to me, which is making it hard for me to like really enjoy and absorb the collection of work. Like I really like Folklore because I can listen to that whole album and feel just like, ooh, so good. I can't listen to this full album through without like experiencing every emotion known to woman, okay? With that being said though, I have listened to it entirely through a couple of times, okay? Like I'm gonna critique it, but I'm gonna always go back and listen to it. I'm a Taylor fan. Like it's just, it's what I'm gonna do. Honestly, it is just really sad. Like it's just so sad, which is not a hot take. Like we know, we expected this. It's literally called The Tortured Poets Department. We knew it would be sad. But with that being said, it is just like honestly more heartbreakingly sad than I could have imagined. Like, I really can't lie. So Long London was just, I was expecting it to be like sad, once again, duh, but it was just like, I felt it like deep in my heart. Like, that's like a heartbreak that's gonna like stay with a person forever, which just makes me sad for her and for anyone else who's dealt with stuff like that. Like, there are just certain heartbreaks that you will never fully get over. Like, girl, I get it, and it's so devastating, but it's a beautiful song. What else? Her lyricism in this album is just top tier. It is just poetic. I could totally understand how it's not some people's cup of tea, but I think it is just beautifully written. I do wish sonically it would be a little more varied. I wish that they had done a little bit more, not with like a funky beat sort of thing, but like I do struggle. Like, it's, to me, a little bit at times like poetry to music. I wish there was just like a little bit more music to amplify the emotion that you get from the lyricism. I can completely understand why she didn't do it that way. I can understand that she wanted to let the lyrics have their time to shine and the music is just there as a support. Respect it, love it. It's just, I prefer to have something that has a little bit more to kind of like go hand in hand, because for me it very much goes hand in hand. But like I said, I do understand why she probably did it that way, you know. So overall, it was, to me, a very strong album. It was well done. I am not a Jack Antonoff hater like I know some people are, but I am an Aaron Dessner lover. So while I do like songs from both of them on the album, the Aaron Dessner songs, I tend to lean a little bit towards. I wrote down the ones that were my favorites. Clara Bow, okay, that's crazy. Love that song. Love it so much, okay? It is, I've seen people say, Nothing New's like younger sister or older sister or whatever. Very similar to Nothing New, and I couldn't agree more. Nothing New is genuinely one of my favorite Taylor songs. So it's just really in line with my like sad little heart. Loved that one. Loved Down Bad, So Long London, Florida, So High School, and LOML. Those are probably my current faves. I liked a lot of them. Most of them, I would say, but those are my current faves. And that will probably change as I listen to it more. Once again, 31 songs. Hard to digest. A lot. A lot. And I also will say it is so sad listening to her old music, not just Lover and Reputation, but like Folklore and Evermore. Obviously, like, all of this is just theory, just from my own personal opinion and listening, being a fan of Taylor for so long. But like, there are certain songs on Folklore and Evermore that I'm like, Taylor, you probably just wrote this about like a hypothetical situation, but like the thought that like this is how you were feeling back then in this relationship and you guys dated for so long after, like, it just makes me sad. Like Hoax, I was listening to Hoax off of Folklore. Oh, wow, sad song. Let's hope that's not how you were feeling, and let's hope that was not about Joe. Those are my feelings on Taylor's new album. I feel like those are the main things that I had to talk about. A lot of you guys just wanted to hear me yap, which like is so kind. You guys know me so well. I love to yap. I had written down to talk about like my summer crocheting and knitting hopes and dreams, but I honestly don't have any. I don't know why I wrote it down when I knew I wouldn't have anything to talk about. Honestly, I just want to make cute stuff for myself. Wanna know what a summer hope and dream is? This is not crocheting and knitting related, but it probably will end up being content on this channel. I will learn how to sew this summer. I will learn how to sew this summer, okay? I have my grandma's sewing machine downstairs. I will learn how to sew this summer. And let me tell you what has like really the nail in the coffin for me. I've been seeing online people talk about like how boxer style shorts are going to be in this summer. And I think that is glorious. It is right up my alley. I don't love jean shorts because I don't love the way they look on me. And I can never find a pair that has like the looseness that I want while also fitting my waist. Common struggle, I feel, right? So I tend to gravitate towards like a more loose, I'm like getting distracted from the mission, i.e. crocheting, because I'm so deeply passionate about these boxer style shorts. But I tend to gravitate towards a, I guess, linen short, or like I have a pair of like sweat shorts that I like really love or whatever. Like I tend to gravitate towards not jean shorts in the summer, because I find them to be more comfortable with my body shape and the way I like to dress. So seeing that boxer style shorts are going to be in the summer, I would have worn them anyways. I've been wearing stuff like that, but it's just exciting, I guess. And I saw that people were talking specifically about like gingham ones or striped ones or whatever, like very much boxer style. Very like patterns of boxers. And as much as I would like to buy 70 pairs, first of all, that's not sustainable. Second of all, I don't have that money. And yes, I know it will cost money to buy fabric, okay? But I could also upcycle things. You can get fabric at the thrift store, and it's very hard to find on-trend things in the thrift store when it's happening because people are buying them, not getting rid of them. So I saw that and I'm like, those cannot be that hard to make for someone who already has a pretty decent understanding of how clothes are put together. I don't know how to use the sewing machine, and it's not going to be the first project that I do, but I'm like, I can make these, okay? I could figure out what to do. I can watch some tutorials, I can buy some patterns, and I can make these for myself. I don't need to buy them, which is just also so dangerous because I already do that to myself with sweaters at the store. Like, you can't buy that, you can make it. So if and when I learn how to sew, everything at the store is going to be off limits. Maybe that's better for me. It probably is. It probably is, but it's going to be, I don't know, a whole new level of me being annoying in a store. I feel like that's all I have to talk about. We have, I feel like, yapped a lot. I've probably been yapping for a good like 25 minutes, I would say. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Okay, if you, oh my god, I have a hair in my work. Oh my god. If you guys like these types of videos, like I said, let me know. I could either do them or just sitting and chatting. I could do vlog style videos. I don't know, you guys let me know. I just figured it was about time that I sat down with my bestie Booze and fill you guys in on kind of like what my life is looking like currently. But yeah, let me know what you guys are feeling. Let me know also what you're working on. Like I said in the beginning, you know, I always like hearing what you guys are making. It's so inspiring. It makes me feel like I am not just sitting here talking to a camera, but that there are little friends who enjoy sitting and working with me. It makes my heart really full. But yeah, thanks for sitting and listening to me yap for 30 minutes or so. If you liked listening to me yap and you want to hear more of it, my friends Morgan, Savannah, and I have a podcast called The Crochet Authority. Feel free to check it out or don't. I'm not offended either way. Anyways, that is kind of all I have to say. Am I at the end of my row? Alright, that's all I have to say. I'm actually gonna go to the store. I'm gonna head to Target and I'm gonna buy the Emily Henry book. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I love you so very dearly. Thank you genuinely so much for hanging out with me and, you know, seeing me through all the seasons of my life. I know a lot of you guys have been here for a while, so I appreciate that. I love you all so very dearly, and I will see you next time with a brand new video. Bye everybody!